Today's video has been sponsored by Skillshare. Okay, so a few weeks back, I did the first ever episode of YouTube versus TikTok recipes. I took two of the most viewed, best looking double cheeseburgers from YouTube, TikTok, put them up against each other, and you guys really seem to enjoy that format. So today we've got the second installment, and I figured the perfect next recipe for this would be the Crunchwrap Supreme from Taco Bell. It's one of the best fast food creations of all time. It's perfectly customizable, as shown perfectly in the most viewed TikTok of this, the Chik-Fil-A Crunchwrap. And in the other corner today is the reigning YouTube Crunchwrap recipe champion, Joshua Weissman, and his perfectly roasted chicken Crunchwrap. Who will come out on top in today's battle of the platforms? Let's get right into this one. If you watched my Crunchwrap showdown video where Joshua took out 3 other really good recipes, you should know why I sound so excited to get into this one. But before I get started with anything, I gotta give a huge shout out to my friends over at Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people. You can explore new skills, develop existing interests, and get lost in creativity. I myself have been browsing some courses and have really been enjoying some of them, especially this one, YouTube Success, taught by Marquez Brownlee or MKBHD, because even after years on YouTube, there's always room for improvement and more to learn from other creators. Skillshare is great because it's curated specifically for learning. There are no ads, and they're always launching new premium classes so you can stay focused and follow wherever your creativity takes you. They even offer live classes. You can experience real-time inspiration as you connect with popular teachers and watch and work alongside of other members. It's really all about membership with meaning. Connect with fellow creatives and enter a community of encouragement, communication, and inspiration. And I am super excited to announce that the first 1,000 people to click the link in the top line of the description will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare to start exploring your creativity today. Okay, so since we already know how good this is going to come out, we've made it not that long ago, I figured Team YouTube's recipe, the roasted chicken Crunchwrap, will be up first today. You will need some all-purpose flour and warm water, olive oil, Spanish sweet paprika and garlic powder, some bone-in, skin-on chicken breasts, tostadas and mayo, some fresh garlic and salsa verde, salt and pepper, pork fat, some sour cream and a fresh lemon, chili powder, baking powder, cheddar cheese, manchego cheese, an orange and a tomato, fresh lettuce, and then fresh cilantro and parsley. Now, was this just a clever tactic to have an excuse to make this recipe once again? Maybe, but you'll never know. It's definitely a little bit of work for a mock fast food item at home. Clearly, just based on the fact that we're starting with some homemade tortillas with the pork fat, but trust me when I tell you, every component of this is worth it. The dough gets rested for about a half hour. Don't be scared of the little white dots. Those are just some of the fat coming to the surface. And then on a very hot pan, they get blasted with heat after you roll them basically as thin as you can possibly get them. I learned from the last time these are very easy to dry out. So a couple seconds on each side when you get a little bit of char and the bubbles start exploding, they are done, ready to go. Put them under a towel so they can steam themselves and stay nice and soft. We're also making a homemade crema with a bunch of aromatics, spices, some mayo, and sour cream. A nice little herb salad with some iceberg lettuce, cilantro, and orange zest. I have ragged on Joshua a little bit in the past for seemingly taking every single extra, sometimes unnecessary step there possibly can be, but this is not one of those times. I know some of you have made this recipe for yourselves and sent me photos. To the rest of you, you really should make it because it's that good. Even this chicken and the cooking method I've done a handful of times just on its own. This cooking method with all the aromatics underneath and being roasted at a really high heat in the oven results in the crispiest chicken skin and the juiciest breast meat you will probably ever eat. The only thing that I skip over in Joshua's video is making the homemade tostadas. I didn't have the best luck with them when I compared them side by side to the store-bought version. They weren't ever that much better. So that's probably the only step I'd recommend you skip and you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Otherwise, go all the way with everything else. Quick little shout out, self-promo while you watch me put this masterpiece together. It is Pumpkin Spice Month. You saw all the decorations at the beginning. And that means every couple days I will be coming out with additional videos all based on the delicious flavors of the fall. If you missed the last one, I spent weeks developing a really good spiced brioche loaf. I will leave the link to that down in the description. Please go give it a watch for me. But until then, stay right here to the end of this video because it is time to taste this beauty. Hello again, old friend. I am very happy to see you. I will never understand how something is this good. This is the perfect food. It's got everything you could possibly want. It's got saltiness and sweetness and meatiness and acidity. Just an absolute flavor bomb. It's got textures. Listen to this like perfect, crunchy, delicious, salty, porky. I cannot contain myself. I know Joshua has done a revamped, updated version of his tortilla where he uses liquid fat and says that's better. It's not. I've now made this numerous times. This is the best tortilla I've ever eaten. It's some of the best chicken. The cheeses are perfect. I love the orange zest. The crema is to die for. I'd have to go back and look through everything to figure out where exactly this ranks, but this is unquestionably one of the best things I've ever made. Off the top of my head, probably top 3. TikTok, good luck. And now we shift over to the world's most addictive app, the one that's got all the kids glued to their phones, TikTok, and the most viewed Crunchwrap video, the Chik-Fil-A Crunchwrap. You will need some flour and elbow pasta, some store-bought tortillas and waffle fries, whole milk, heavy cream, some honey and yellow mustard, salt and pepper, a whole ton of pickle juice, Colby Jack cheese and barbecue sauce, mayo, some Romano cheese, powdered sugar, Parmesan cheese, an egg, a fresh lemon, some boneless, skinless chicken thighs, American cheese, and Colby Jack slices. If I'm not mistaken, this one TikTok has got like 12 million views, which is crazy. That's more than I get in like multiple months worth of videos. And obviously it's because of how good it looks, but also how easy it is just buying some stuff from the store and sticking it in a wrap. And if you couldn't tell by the ingredients, I am making everything from scratch today. Couple of reasons. Number one, they are known for using peanut oil. I know it's refined and it like might be okay with my allergy, but I don't really feel like risking death today. Not necessarily in a Squid Game mood, but also because I am not about to support their shit-ass ownership choices. I'm sure most of you know, but there have been some very questionable reports and practices going on in that company. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just Google it, but all you need to know is they ain't friends of ours. And all of that was a long-winded reason as to why I'm making this from scratch. It's really no big deal. I just found some mock recipes online. I will leave those all in the description. And I'm sure they're gonna come out better anyway, so who really wins in this situation? I made the fried chicken from the sandwiches by marinating it in the pickle juice and frying it in some vegetable oil. I made the secret sauce, which is really just a smoky honey mustard. And then I got to working on the mac and cheese, which I know has a lot of hype behind it, and I wouldn't want to give away their secrets or anything, but it's primarily just some kind of cream with a lot of American cheese and some hints of Parmesan and Colby sprinkled on top. But, you know, that didn't come from me. I wouldn't want to, you know, compromise their business or anything. If you are making this, just make sure to not scorch the cheese sauce because the way that the cheese kind of sticks on the bottom, it's very easy to let that overcook. And then just broil it for a couple minutes until the cheese on top starts to get bubbly. Everything on the inside is pretty much cooked anyway. And lastly, I just don't have the capacity today to make homemade waffle fries. I'm sorry guys, these will have to do. And just like the TikTok, I chopped everything up in preparation for being inserted into the wrap. The crispy french fries, the piece of fried chicken. And I literally only just noticed this right now as I'm assembling this. Can this even be called a crunch wrap? There's no tostada, there's no tortilla chips, so there's no crunch. It's just a circular wrap that's being toasted, so I don't know. You guys are gonna have to let me know in the comments. I finished it with plenty of the secret sauce, the smoky honey mustard, and then gave each side a toast on my stainless steel skillet. This one's got a tall mountain to climb, for sure. It's definitely behind the 8 ball already. but it smells and looks pretty good, so let's give it a shot. I do not miss having to eat standing up. This obviously tastes amazing. It's everything your body craves that is terrible for you, from the carbs to the sodium to all the cheeses. It just sets off every like satisfaction alarm in your taste buds and your brain. Having said that, I've taken 2 bites and I feel like if I take any more, I might throw up. It's just too heavy to eat a lot of. It's too many starchy carbs. The giant tortilla, the pasta, the breading of the chicken, all the french fries. It's just a lot. If you are dying to try this, I would say maybe split it with somebody and only have a half of a tortilla per year, like the hot dog rule. Having said all that though, I just took 2 more bites. I really like the sauce, I think the most. It's a really nice balance of like smoky, sweet, kind of honey mustard. And the mac and cheese is fine. It just kind of resembles KFC, if you've ever had that. All in all, not bad. Like I said, it's really tasty, but I think it's easy to say that Joshua's taking the dub on. Hello? That is not supposed to randomly spurt fog. That scared me a lot. Yeah, Joshua takes the dub on this one. That freaking piece of food is just unmatched.
With the M without the AD. Flipping burgers and my money super lazy. Try and make a meal tonight, they ain't paying me. Try and supersize my life with my 18. Yeah, our style wasn't wavy, but we had a vision.